talk to me.
If you're watching this video right now, there's a good chance that you just got your first retail job, and you're probably wondering what to expect. You're probably nervous. Your first day at work is pretty soon, and you're about to go into a whole new environment, make new friends, and have a great time. Is what I want to say. Why did you apply? Turn back while you still can. Turn back now. As somebody who's been working in retail for about 2 years now, I thought I would give my own personal experiences on the horrors of working in retail. Right off the bat, you're faced with a really big problem, getting hired in the first place. For some reason, trying to successfully land a retail job is one of the hardest things you could do in the whole world. Honestly, you might as well apply for the CIA. You have about the same chances of getting in. The only reason I was able to get my current job now is because I already knew someone that was working there, and he was able to put in a good word for me, so I didn't really have to do too much. But if I didn't have him, I would have been so cooked. I've heard of people waiting weeks or even months just for the response to be no, but then they'll complain about how they need people but won't hire.
Oh yeah, but that's like every job now, pretty much. Yeah, especially if you are, you know, normal minded with like the collective society, the way they think. Yeah, it's rough for you. It's a long day
for anyone. But after days of waiting, you finally get the call and you have been drafted to Walmart. I know, what a beautiful moment. This is gonna shape your life forever. What a beautiful moment this is. You haven't actually been hired yet. We're actually calling you for an interview. We saw your application. We thought you'd be a great fit. Oh yeah,
yeah, there it is. We're gonna need you to come in and interview you. We gotta ask you dumb questions like, why do you need money? Why do you want to work here? Oh, okay. What brings you to work here? All right. What do you think you can gain from working here? Like they don't know the fucking answers to all of that shit.
Submitted your application. We have to go through the interview process, which is way harder than it should be. You get to the store and you're already walking around lost because it's probably your first time there. If it isn't the only grocery.
Yeah, you feel like such a fucking dumbass when you first start because you're walking around aimlessly trying to remember where everything is, and your boss is like, okay, and the way they're explaining it to you is like very fast. They expect you to catch on very quick because, you know, expectations and shit. So they're over there like, okay, you got this. You got all that? What do you mean no? And it's it's long for you, bro. It's very long for you. Like, especially if it's your first retail job. So, because then you got to learn the terms like front facing, first in, first out, all that shit. And you're just like, holy shit. But it's not a hard job. The hard part is to be explained.
Grocery store in your whole town. You find the place, walk in for your interview, and you're already going into this with the expectation that you're gonna have to BS your whole way through this. They're gonna ask you the most basic questions, and you're gonna have to find a basic response to fit each question. Even if the question is something stupid like, why do you want to work here? Well, I need money, duh. Well, actually, I think my future is very bright here. I can see myself going far into the company and even potentially setting up my future with this establishment, of course. Even though you're about 90% sure that you know that the other person knows that you're lying, you still have to say what's best for the moment, because there's no way I bought khaki pants just to not get a job. Other questions they might ask you are you able to work fast and able to adapt fast? And even if you aren't, you better just say yes, because if you don't, they're about to give you the death stare of doom. They're gonna look you so deep in your...
Yeah, that's true. They're gonna ask you, okay. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna act like they're not human and they don't need money, or like what you just said was fucking stupid, even though that's literally the reason why you suffer for a job in the fucking first place. You know what I mean?
Eyes that you're gonna feel every ounce of hate that she has mustered up from working at this Walmart for 15 years. One way of knowing if you got the job or not is by who's there at your interview. Like, for example, if you walk into your interview and sit down and see the store manager there, just know you got the job. There's a good chance that they're talking.
Yeah. That's pretty much for like most jobs, because like even if you're not like working at a retail position, if the general manager interviews you or the district manager interviews you, like your second or first interview, you're pretty much hired.
about you, and that person came to see you in person. But if you walk into just you and the interviewer, and then they hit you with the "we'll keep in touch" at the end of the interview, there's a good chance you didn't get the job. And if that's you, those next couple of days of waiting and praying and hoping that you get the phone call back are going to be so stressful. You're going to be checking your phone every single second of the day, praying and hoping that you get the notification. And when you look at your phone, turns out it's just DoorDash. But after a couple of days of waiting, you finally get the call. You are now an official Walmart employee, and even better, you are no longer unemployed. Well, kind of. You're kind of not unemployed. Kind of. Because even though they gave you the official Walmart certification and they gave you your vest and your hat, you still have no hours. I'm unsure who's in charge of making...
They don't talk about that. That's an underrated thing that they do not talk about. Yeah, I'm actually glad he touched on this. I don't know if I just said that before the cut. I usually don't make cuts, but I did because I had to get up and do something. The starting hours, most of the time, holy shit. You're going to get like it's peaceful when you know that more hours are coming. Kind of, sort of. But when you first start out and you don't know that, it's kind of like, this is it. This is not going to be enough. You know what I mean?
Schedule for new employees, but that person does not give a fuck about your life. Because how is it possible that I'm working 40 plus hours 1 week and then off for 2 months? How does that make any sense? It's a whole lot worse when you randomly get shifts added to your schedule. You could have a whole week planned out, fun activities you and your friends are gonna do, and then you
now thankfully I've never had this happen where I wake up one day and all of a sudden I'm supposed to come in every day when I just looked at my schedule and it said I had none. I've never had that happen before yet.
Randomly look at your phone and see you have 5 shifts added to your schedule. Did you even think to ask me? Now my whole week is filled with doom and despair. And what's even worse, if they do somehow give you hours, all you get is those short 3-hour shifts. What am I gonna do with $50, bro? Like you're really showing up to work just to say hi and bye and leave. But the worst part comes when you finally start working and you realize the mess you just got yourself into. You see, when you first get hired, you go through something called the 7-day free trial period, where for the first 7 days of your job, everybody loves you, they're great, they're the nicest people on planet Earth. But after those 7 days are up, they hate you, and you realize the type of store that you're in. One of the biggest ways you know...
Yeah, I've witnessed that before, but ever since, like, you know, the shift, if you don't know what shifting is, then just disregard that. But ever since the shift, they just love me. Even people that I don't like me, right? And the people that I don't like, it seems like people don't like them. So it's kind of funny.
You're screwed is by how your managers and bosses act, because when it comes to retail, you either get 1 or 2 bosses. 1, super chill, super friendly, and loves their job. 2, they hate you and everybody around them too. I wish I could figure out the science of why retail managers always think they're better than you. Like, never in my life have I seen a more average person try to act like a celebrity ever. They will boss you around and talk to you however they want with no care in the world, while also not even doing half of the work I do but getting paid 3 times more. I remember working my first week out.
That's me. But here's the thing. I do my job well. I'm just not going to go above and beyond because you don't pay me to stress. You pay me to work. Right? So why the fuck would I go above and beyond for not above and beyond pay? Right? The pay has to match the play. And if the math ain't mathing, your ass is not getting above and beyond. You got me fucked up. No.
Walmart and asking one of my bosses for help just for her to stick her finger in her mouth and then swipe on my phone with the same finger she had in her mouth. She literally left a stain on my screen.
I'm pretty sure that's assault. Let's get her ass locked up, please. Get her ass in the Stony Lonesome.
That's how little they care. If you're lucky, you have some very patient managers who understand what you're going through and are there to help you and are there to make you more comfortable at work. But if you
That's the manager I have now. The manager... Like the district manager I have right now, he's pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. He cares about you. He cares about your schedule and all that shit. He expects you to get your work done though. But he cares about like your little gripes, your little life things happening, all that shit. So I can confidently say that I do have a good manager. But I've also had a good manager in the last job and the job before that as well. So I haven't experienced a terrible manager quite yet. I've experienced terrible supervisors, but not terrible big bosses.
lucky, you have the worst, I mean the worst managers to ever step foot on this planet. Like, these people graduated school and went to college just to learn how to be an annoying person. And something you'll realize pretty quickly when you're just starting retail is the amount of unrealistic expectations that are set on you. Yep. Every day, you'll walk into work and probably have about like 5 tasks assigned.
Hey, we need you to break down those 3 pallets that just came in from the truck. What's that? No, you're the only one in today. Yeah, make sure you get that done.
Throughout the day, you'll get more.
Also, make sure you help your customers in front and facing in the meantime as well.
Which then makes it completely impossible to complete your whole list because you're only there for 8 hours. Not even accounting for all the customer interactions, searching for things, different side quests and stuff. There's no way for you to possibly get it done in 8 hours. And I want to say, no matter how many times they try to make it feel like it's your fault, it is not your fault, bro. As someone who's been working in retail for about 2 years now, I can confidently say there has never been a day where something that was planned before has went 100% perfectly. There's just so much going on every day at retail that's kind of hard to stay on task. Especially when you have customers that clearly see you in a Walmart vest and a Walmart hat and stop you just to ask you if you work there. Like, nah, I just wanted to LARP as a Walmart worker for 8 hours a day.
I just walk around with a fucking name tag on because, like, I don't know. I want people to know my name who I don't give a shit about.
And that's just one of the many phrases you'll hear from customers every single day. But the main phrase you should be getting used to hearing every single day is, do you guys have this in the back?
Yep.
Get used to hearing that pretty much every single day, because no matter how many times you try to
but you need to use these as time to go in the back and kind of lollygag and look around, act like you're looking around, get on your phone for a little bit, come back out, see if the customer's still there and go, hey, no, we don't.
That you don't have that item in the back, they're still gonna want you to go back there and magically pull it out. And then when you go back there and just dance for a little bit because you know you're not finding it, well, one Walmart employee did it for me, why can't you? I can't magically make
it's not fucking there.
And then you already know what the next line is. Can I speak to your manager? Before working retail, I didn't think people actually spammed that. I thought it was just a meme. No,
Funnily enough, I've only heard that like in a demanding way, only when I worked retail. Like, yeah, no one else is like asked, let me speak to your manager in like a demanding way other than retail.
So wrong. And unfortunate for me,
well, no, I'm lying. The job I have now, someone did because they were big as shit and they were like, my sandwich wasn't right. I asked for a giant and they had it. They didn't. They asked for a regular, so they were just being big. That was all that was.
Manager that would always side with the customer no matter what. So even if the customer asked an unrealistic thing, it would still be my fault. I think one of the best ways to describe retail work is like playing a game of Among Us for 8 hours, but you're consistently being accused of the imposter. But the imposter in this case is just a lazy worker. You literally have to backtrack everything you did and tell them every single step you took while being in the store. And on some occasions, even have to have second backing from somebody else. And it's so weird because you could be doing a task that you were asked to do and a manager will walk right past you and see you doing the task, but then later accuse you of not doing it. But the coworker that's not actually doing anything gets off scot-free and they love him. If you're someone who's actually trying to work hard and do a good job, be prepared to be punished. Because
you're being punished because, like, why are you working hard? It's minimum wage. You're being punished because, like, sure, it's good to, like, do your job and do it well, but that's not working hard. Working hard is stressing. That's what society is like. Society. That's like the collective, like, what people think working hard is. They think it's stress, which is effort interlaced with negativity. And that's not what it is. That's why I just say, no, I don't work hard. I just do it. I just work. You know what I mean? Because working hard has a negative connotation in my mind. Because when people say they're working hard, they're stressed, they're sad, they're drained, they're not happy, right? So when a motherfucker is saying they're working hard and they're stressing and they're fucking, you know, trying to push other people to drain themselves and, you know, just wear themselves out on a job that doesn't give a shit whether they die or not, I just laugh because, like, brother man, bro chacho, I'm gonna pull you closer when I say this. They don't care if you work hard or not. They're gonna pay you the same regardless. It's not about working hard. It's about the conviction that you have in the way you work, right? For instance, a person can do that shit with no effort, no stress, not care. They know they did it right anyway. And they get rewarded. They seem to everyone else that they're not working hard because they are not stressed. They are not bothered by the work. They're not bothered by the shit that comes with the work. But you are. So when you see that person, you're like, this person isn't doing shit. Why are they relaxed, right? When in reality, they're just still and they're peaceful. They don't care either way. Which is why they get praised and you get humiliated, because you reap what you sow. You're sowing seeds of needing to prove yourself. They're not. So when you need to prove yourself, indirectly, you're saying that needing to prove yourself is who you are. So a manager will tell you, hey, that's not enough. You need to do more. And they see that person, they go, good work. Because they know that it's good work. You see how that shit works out? It's funny how that works out, right?
I promise you, your coworker that's not doing anything will get more praise than you'll ever get. You'll look over and you'll be busting your ass just for that guy to be on his phone not doing anything. Just scrolling TikTok and showing up for a free paycheck. I wish I was joking. Another thing about retail is that it's basically a high school part 2. After working there for a while, you'll start hearing rumors about yourself that you didn't even know was true. People are so bored at that job that they'll start making rumors for no reason. I had a coworker at my last job start a rumor that all the managers were having a freak off in the manager's office.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Niggas really do be that boring, huh?